Hi there, Room to Grow friends. Today we're going to be making macaroni and cheese with stewed tomatoes. You may think that sounds icky, but it's actually really good. It tastes like grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. It's really good. So, macaroni and cheese with stewed tomatoes. Here we go. Right now I have a pot of water boiling, as you can see. And I'm going to put a whole box of 1 pound of pasta. I'm using penne. You can use shells or elbow or bow tie, basically any kind of pasta you want. Super hot. I'm going to just boil the pasta right now. I'm stirring it up. It won't take too long to boil. I'm going to put the lid back on for a minute. This is a big lid just to get it back to a boil. And in this pot right here, I have 3 cups of milk that's warming up. 3 cups of milk. And I've already started warming it. And to the 3 cups of milk, I'm going to add 1/4 of a pound of butter, and that's 1 cube. 1/4 of a pound of butter is 1 cube. So I'm going to open it up. I've already had it sitting out, so it's already melty. So, there you go. A cube of butter in there, a whole cube of butter in there. And we're going to melt that up. It shouldn't take very long to melt because the milk is already warm. Let me stir this pasta. Just don't want it to stick, that's all. Okay. And let's stir the milk. Milk and butter melting. And to the milk and butter, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I'm going to add a couple of dashes, a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to eyeball it. This comes out quick. Yeah, that's about a teaspoon of salt that you can measure with your teaspoon. And I'm going to add a dash of pepper. Nice dash of pepper. Stir, stir, stir. Ooh, it's nice and melty. Let's see. Hot milk. Turn this down just a little bit. You never want milk to boil. It burns really easily. So the butter's all melted. I'm going to give the pasta another stir. Oh, I'm going to put one more, that's 2 cups of milk. I'm going to put 1 more cup of milk in. So it's going to be 3 cups altogether. I left that cup sitting out. 3 cups of milk. Milk, butter, salt and pepper so far. And to the milk mixture, it's very simple. We're going to put in, this is 1/4 of a cup of milk right here with 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. Actually, this is tapioca starch. This recipe, this cheese sauce recipe is actually gluten-free. It's not made with a flour and butter mixture like you would normally make a cheese sauce for macaroni and cheese. It's made with cornstarch or tapioca starch. The pasta is not gluten-free, but you can certainly use gluten-free pasta. And then the sauce is gluten-free. So, you never put cornstarch directly in a pot of hot liquid because it just turns into gummy balls. You kind of incorporate it into a liquid first. So I have 4 tablespoons of tapioca starch into a 1/4 cup of water. And this milk is nice and hot. And I'm going to slowly pour this in, some of it. And this is going to start thickening up. And it's going to become a nice thick cheese sauce in a minute. Poured half of it in, and now I'm stirring it really well. I'm going to pour I'm going to pour the other half in, and I'm going to stir it really well. And it just has to heat up and thicken. I'm going to stir the pasta again so it doesn't stick. Can you hear it boiling away? I don't think it's ready yet though. Okay. Let's continue stirring the cheese sauce. And this macaroni and cheese, I'm going to be adding tomatoes, but you can just as easily add steamed broccoli, parboiled broccoli, or peas and mushrooms are really good in this kind of recipe. Tastes really good. Cauliflower. This is just like a base, and you can add all kinds of stuff. People add hot dogs and sausage if you're a meat eater. But it's a good basic recipe to add a lot of stuff to. I'm going to stir that pasta again, and I'm going to be testing one of them in a minute. I don't think it's done, but I'm going to test one anyway. Take it out, put it over here, let it cool for a second. Let me taste it. A little bit longer. A few minutes longer. Pasta will continue to cook a little bit in the oven. Oh, I've preheated the oven to 350. And I've sprayed a casserole dish like this. That's what it's going to go in after. Now this cheese sauce, it's not cheese sauce yet, is starting to thicken. I can see it and feel it, that it's starting to thicken. That cornstarch, once it heats up, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, starting to get nice and thick. You can see it. Starting to get thick, starting to get thick. I'm going to stir it really well. Really thick. I'm going to take it off the heat a little bit so you can see it's thick now, huh? Good. Turn the heat down. You really don't want to scorch it and burn it. How thick it is. Really thick. Now this is a white sauce that you can use on vegetables, potatoes, whatever you want. Let's check that pasta out. I'm not going to use the same spoon. Almost done. Almost done, almost done. So, you know what I'm going to add to this sauce now? See how thick it is? Cheese. 2 cups of melted cheese. Now this cheese is already 2 cups. It's already measured out 2 cups. What? I'm just going to dump the whole thing in. Whop. 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. And I gotta stir and stir and stir and stir and stir and stir and stir. It's gonna be nice and cheesy. It's already got salt and pepper in it. Oh man, it's super thick now. Look at that. Look at that. Break up the cheese chunks. The cheese will melt. Don't worry. The cheese will get all melty. You can see it now. Super melty. Okay. The pasta is done. I'm going to leave the cheese sauce to sit there for 1 minute. While I drain the pasta. Stay right there. I'll be right back. I have the colander in the sink, and I'm going to drain the pasta. Steam. Okay. Hang on. Let me just get the water out. How's the sauce doing? Does it look okay? Okay. Here we have it. A whole pot of cooked penne. Okay. So let's check out this sauce now. Let's see, make sure I turned everything off. Oh, this sauce is so thick. It almost looks like it's too thick, but it will thin up once I put the tomatoes in. Look how thick it is. Super thick. I'm going to taste a little bit. I do have a little more cheese in case I wanted to add some more cheese. It's really cheesy. I've used sharp cheddar cheese, then it's really cheesy. Okay, now it says to add tomatoes, a can of tomatoes. I'm going to drain it just a little bit. Should have already done this. I have made this recipe before, but it's been quite a few years. I haven't made it in a long time. Oh, look at that now. What's that look? No. You might not like this flavor together, you think, but it's actually really good. The recipe calls for 2 cans of tomatoes, so that's 1. And I didn't know if I wanted a full 2 cans, but I am gonna add some more. I'm gonna open up the other can of tomatoes. I don't know if I'd use fresh tomatoes just because they might let off too much water, make it too watery. So I'm gonna add another half a can here, I'd say. What do you think? How's it looking to you? Pretty cheesy, pretty tomatoey. Yeah, it is. I mean, if you really like tomatoes a lot, I do. Go ahead and add the 2 cans. This is about a can and a half. Now, here's the pasta. And I'm going to pour the cheese mixture. Let me get my spatula. Right into the pot of pasta. Couldn't be simpler, huh? Oops. Couldn't be simpler. Look at this. I'm going to pour. You see it? I'm going to scrape all the sauce out. Get all the sauce out. Don't waste any of it. Okay. Just going to put this over in the sink. The steam very steamy and hot. Look, now I'm going to stir that up. Stir the whole thing up. Just make it a nice, cheesy, tomatoey pasta mixture. You see that? Get it really stirred up, really well. Okay. Now I'm going to get that pan. Right there, and I'm going to pour it into this. This is definitely an adult activity, but also you can help. All kids can help. There's a lot of things you can stir. You can grate cheese if you don't use already grated cheese. You can help with every step. Almost too much for this. Oh my gosh. Almost too much. But I think it'll be okay. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of grated cheese on the top to make it extra cheesy. Oops, spilled some. Extra cheese on the top. Okay, and it says to bake it in a 350 oven for about 40 minutes. Doesn't say to cover it with foil or anything. So, I'm going to put it in the oven right now. You might want to make sure there's like a cookie tray, foil or something underneath the pan, underneath the casserole, just in case it bubbles over. But I'll cook it and then I'll bring it out and show you how it turned out. All right? I'll see you in a few minutes, guys.